A great good welcome to tonight's chat. My name is Jack McAdory. If you're new to the channel, this is about, well, the name of the channel is In Search of Purpose Today. And I really hadn't planned on making this particular video because it's about something very personal to me, something that I had happened to me about 100 days ago, back on the, actually maybe a little more than that. Yeah. Anyway, back on August 11th, life changed for me very much. I had a stroke. Happened in my sleep. Didn't really expect it. Well, I mean, how can you expect something like that? But I was really thinking that, normal evening, wake up, get going. And that is not what happened. Our entire world ended up getting flipped. And the way that it got flipped was I got up at 2:30 in the morning, was very unsteady on my feet. I actually asked my wife, I said, Angie, is the boat moving? We live on our boat, obviously. You can see the boat. I'm on the back deck right now. I said, honey, is the boat moving around? She goes, no. So I didn't think that I was having a stroke or anything else. I just was feeling a little weird. Went up to the main cabin, sat on a couch, did some deep breathing exercises. And it wasn't for several more hours that I started getting a droop in the face and all that kind of stuff. I'd actually gone to the bathroom over at the clubhouse. And on the way back, things started to shut down because apparently the blood clot was cutting off blood supply to part of my brain. And it was the motor cortex on the left side of the body, which shut everything down. So the reason I'm talking about it tonight is I'm wondering how many people have experienced this. Maybe a lot worse, maybe not as bad. Maybe you got to the hospital in time to get that clot buster, where they can give you an injection and it'll dissolve the clot and you'll have very minimal damage. Well, that didn't happen to me. I didn't get in for about 12 hours. So it's been quite the struggle to get everything back. I can walk more normally now. I still feel a bit, it's almost like feeling woozy. Mentally I'm sharp. If I'm not moving, I feel fine. It's only when I start to move or I've got to reach out and pick something up or drive. Yes, it's okay. Everything on the right side works perfectly, so we got no problem there. Anyway, as this last 100 days have gone, I'm getting more and more back, and I'm hoping that eventually I'll be back to normal, meaning fully functional, and I'll get back a lot of the strength that I've lost. Because previous to this, I'd been a professional fitness trainer. I was in the gym a couple of days a week. Very strong, always have been very strong. So this has been quite quite a divergence for me to be dealing with all of that, where I'm just not where I'm used to being. So I'm working my way back into that process. And today I just wanted to talk about, maybe you're having some challenges. I don't know whether it was a stroke or a heart attack or an accident, but something changed for you. And what I want to talk about tonight is keeping your attitude, which is, oh my God, a challenge. You think, why me? Why did this happen? What's going on? As a matter of fact, when they did all my scans and everything, they looked at my arteries and they said, arteries are clear. What the heck? Why are you having a stroke? Well, apparently I had a wound or something on my leg and a little blood clot made its way all the way up and doink, hit the right side of my brain, and that was it. Whatever was downstream for that just quit working. So now we're doing this process of neuroplasticity, they call it, where my brain is rewiring around the idea or the blockage and creating new neural pathways. So every day I read to my wife, I exercise, I do articulation exercises to make sure that I can still move everything independently. I'm doing strength exercises. And having been an exercise trainer for the vast majority of my life, I'm also a massage therapist. I have become certified and practice a variety of healing modalities like Reiki, REIKI, which stands for Universal Life Force Energy. I also am a QHHT, Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique practitioner. And I can still do those things. And we have a crystal bed, and we have tuning forks, and we do a lot of different things that can help. And I'm using all of these things. I did a crystal bed therapy session earlier today that helps my chakras to energize. So I'm practicing what I preached, and I am coming back. If you didn't know that I'd had a stroke, you might not know that I'd had a stroke. So that's the idea, is to get back all the way so I can physically do things and get my body back to what I'm used to. What I want to convey tonight is that even when these things happen in our lives, that life goes on and we do the best we can. And I'm hoping that tonight's message is a message of hope. I'm blessed beyond measure that I have the amazing wife that I have. She takes great care of me. I'm doing what I can dietarily and at the same time supplementation and keeping the attitude going so that you can't give up. You have to do the best you can every day. Some days are better than others. Earlier today was having a bit of a struggle. However, I got a lot done. We also have a motor coach that we're working on, so I had to get out there and fill the tires and do things like that, but I'm still functioning. We had an alternator go out on the car the other day, and I'm out there for an entire day replacing that damn alternator. And I will tell you, in the past, 45-minute job, no big deal. Right now, it's a challenge. But it's okay. I can still do things even if it's a slower process. Right now, the big push is what I'm doing right now, which is YouTube videos. Because physiologically, things that may have shifted a bit. However, I can still take a lifetime's worth of knowledge of training and fitness and healing, and I can share that information with you. And hopefully, you'll be able to share some of the things that I share with you with others. And that's the whole point. We all help each other and take care of each other. So tonight, I just wanted to share that, kind of give you an idea that life goes on. And like I said, I'm blessed. I'm able to do things maybe a little bit differently than previously. I've heard of people that have a disability, they refer to themselves as differently abled. Okay, all right. Well, maybe this was my wake-up call to get on board and start sharing some of my knowledge in a more direct way with a broader audience. So that's what today has been about. And if you're more interested in this type of thing and some of the tools and techniques that I've developed in teaching thousands and thousands of people over the years, just check on one of the other videos that you'll find at searchyourpurpose.com under John McAdory or Jack McAdory. John was my given name. Jack is the name I've gone by for many, 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 many years, and it feels better. Anyway, have a blessed evening. And if I don't get a chance to talk, well, I will get a chance to talk to you before then. At this particular time of year, we're just about, 4 or 5 days away from Thanksgiving. And so I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful that I'm able to speak with you and convey this, hopefully this message of hope that no matter where you're at, you can do the best you can every day and hopefully get a little bit better. So, love you all. Have a great evening. And like I said, if you want to continue the journey, follow one of the other videos. They're full of a lot of my life lessons and instructions and processes. I've been a teacher, so that's the process. But tonight was just kind of I think they call it a riff. So it was a riff on having a stroke and keeping the attitude and moving forward. So here we go. It's only 100 days in. We'll see what things are like 300 days in. But I'll keep you informed as to the progress. And of course, you'll see the other videos. And the articulation is coming back. And I'm able to do more work. Anyway, have a blessed evening.